Because when I was going to law school, I didn't have the goal of being the BGS. But don't be scared about the bulk of sections in grammar. So I didn't have to read extra materials, read extra textbooks. Law school was strangely easy for me. So I didn't do any night readings, no expensive classes. And law school was strangely easy. But I found university more difficult than Nigerian law school.
Hi guys, today we are seated with the best graduating student of the Nigerian Law School. If you know what that means that among over 6,000 students, he emerged as number one. And not just that, he emerged as the best graduating student of his set in 2024 from the University of Ilorin. Today we are seated with Mr. Israel Adeniyi. And today we just want to gain some perspective into his journey as the best graduating student, a two-time best graduating student. So Mr. Israel, thank you for having us.
Thank you, Osas. I'm actually very happy to be doing this with you.
How did you feel knowing that you were the best graduating student of the Nigerian Law School?
I feel very excited, and when I got to hear about the news, I could not believe it at first because I was really shocked, and thank God for this milestone. I'm really grateful to God.
Okay, so your feeling, the way you felt when you heard that you were the best graduating student of the Nigerian Law School, how was it different from being the best graduating student from University of Ilorin?
Of course, you can tell that being the BGS from University of Ilorin Faculty of Law and being the BGS at Nigerian Law School, there is like a stretch of a difference between the two. So, Nigerian Law School is the national stage. BGS of my faculty, university level, right? That's so that will be different between the two. And I feel like this is a greater milestone for me.
Okay, so thanks so much. So tell us about your journey to being the best graduating student of the Nigerian Law School. What are the things that shaped you to being the best student of the Nigerian Law School?
First of all, I want to shout out to the Lagos campus of the Nigerian Law School. It was a very fertile ground to groom like the best minds. And yeah, Lagos campus typically shaped me because we had extensive long class hours, and most of my learnings, like most of my readings were done in class where lecturers taught us for extensive hours, and I paid attention. The kind of drilling and training they give you at the Lagos campus, it really played the major factor in this outcome.
Let's go back into your university. So you gave so much PR, so much accolades. We saw from the videos, we saw your labor advisor, how proud she was. Tell us about your journey in University of Ilorin.
University of Ilorin, Faculty of Law, is a very great place. I highly recommend. Of course, one of the best faculties of law in Nigeria. And my journey through University of Ilorin, I learned a lot, like from my lecturers. And as a matter of fact, I know that University of Ilorin has one of the largest numbers of, like my faculty has arguably the largest number of lecturers that have a PhD. That tells you the competence of our lecturers. And more so, I was privileged to work closely with my lecturers when I was in university, to the extent that I was able to publish 10 peer-reviewed article journals over the course of my undergraduate study. And really, the University of Ilorin played a very major role in the sense that the manner I approached my university education is the manner I approached the Nigerian Law School also. Like the way I answered questions when I was in university was the way I answered questions during back finance. University of Ilorin played a major role, the faculty. Like shout out to you, alright.
Yeah. So take us through your study method, how you navigated through Nigerian Law School and emerging as the BGS.
Thank you very much for that question. My study routine is quite strange in the sense that I was not the type that did extensive reading and long hours and long reading hours. So my typical routine in the day is wake up, let's say like 6 a.m., then trying to read maybe some notes or materials. I didn't have textbook, but trying to read some materials about the topic that we were going to study, that we were going to discuss in class that same day. So by 7:30, I'm done having a grasp of what's coming ahead in class. Then when we get to class 8:30, 9 o'clock. In Lagos campus, we had extensive class hours, like from 9, I'm in class in 4 sometimes. When it was drawing closer to back finance, so longer class hours, sometimes 5. We had to snap test. So when you're back from class, average time like 3:30 or then you eat, you sleep, wake up 7 in, do the day to like maybe 10, 11, 11 you clock out. Anything after 11, you're dozing or doze off. So I didn't do any night readings, no expensive classes. I was usually in my room. So I stayed in the executive lodge at the Lagos campus. Just myself and one brother, just just us, very, very comfortable for both of us. So I think it was like we just doing my own.
Yeah, which is quite contrary to uni learning. Like, tell us, how was your reading in uni learning, and how did you navigate online relearn while you were at the Nigerian Law School?
To be very frank with you guys, I don't know what Osas is trying to say that my steps to my method in e-learning was different from Nigerian Law School. But I think that e-learning, yeah, left to me, I would say that I found university more difficult than Nigerian Law School. So that's why I think Bolu Atekola, shout out to me. He was right when he said that law school was strangely easy for me because I was so there was too much rigorous effort in university compared to law school for me. So my style in learning was my routine was typically I think I did more longer reading hours
Yeah.
in university and it was a lot of sleepless nights in university. Not as I had like sixth or seventh week in university when my guys would be like, "Guy, why are your eyes swollen? Your eyes are on this side." So, yes, law school was strangely easy for me.
Yeah, because I know that like Saturday, like when you're entering inside the library, you've been there throughout the day. So the next question is, how did you approach law school question? Asking of law school question, how did you approach them? What made your paper stand out?
I think my examiners are the ones to answer that question. But I will just say that it's still the style I used when I was in university that I used in law school. And for law school guys that are watching this video, I will just let you know that I want you to know that going straight to the point is not really that straightforward. Like when you answer your questions, don't just go straight to the point. You need to, I would advise you to look for CLA approved market skills. They are going to guide the way you answer your questions. They're going to give you insight into what the examiners expect of you.
Were there moments of doubt and fears, imposter syndrome? How do you navigate through those?
Yeah, I believe everybody has imposter syndrome. You agree with me, right?
Yeah.
So I had imposter syndrome when I was in law school. Like, can I really do this? And there's a background story to this. Prior to myself and Owadimu going to Nigerian Law School, in my university, over the course of time, I think it's really scarce to come about a student that have a double barrel. I say double barrel, that gets my one
Double first class.
So somebody has done it before in history. And but when we get there, we had this hope that could it actually be that the jinx that comes to us?
Fair question.
We are unable to replicate it. So that imposter syndrome comes to that. How different really can we actually do this? But we thank God that we're able to make progress through 2 hours. So there were moments of doubt in the exams. Sometimes when you look at the bulkiness of the courses and like, can I remember all these things in the exam? I wish I wanted to blank out. Will I be able to cover the topics? So a lot of imposter syndrome. But it's normal. Just if you are experiencing imposter syndrome, it's very normal. Just deal with it. Right, just keep working. The more you work towards like ensuring your coverage levels, the less the imposter syndrome comes. Because you see yourself when you submit past questions, you're able to solve it seamlessly. So I think just regard that. I say regard that I'm not saying you should stress yourself. If you know your task, log out, you go, continue again, refresh your brain.
When you're not reading, what are you doing?
I'm actually very active on social media, like very active. I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I have 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. Not because I post a lot, but because I like always connecting with people. And also I'm active on Snapchat occasionally. And when I was in law school, funny enough, I didn't delete my social media apps. I still had them. I was very active. Even after class, I'll still check what's going on, what's trending today on Twitter, check what's going on LinkedIn, who will be the best, things like that. So yeah, active on social media. I play games, to video games, a lot of video games. FIFA and PES. I love it so much.
So let's talk about positioning yourself for opportunities, because you mentioned earlier that you are not an introvert, an extrovert, and then you go out to talk to people. And I said that I said earlier that in uni we're not like that because after classes, aside from questioning lecturers, you will not see Israel
Disclaimer.
again.
Disclaimer, please.
You don't see Israel again. But like, how are you able to position yourself for opportunities? Because I know people are doing extracurriculum activities to boost their CV, to put themselves up there. So how did you navigate positioning yourself even without that in mind?
I think the straight answer to this is LinkedIn optimization 101. When I say LinkedIn optimization 101, I'm trying to say that you need to make use of LinkedIn, especially. It's a very great networking social media app. Yes, you can meet very great minds on Twitter and other social media apps too, but LinkedIn is actually where the professionals actually are actively. You can see them there. So I think I take my LinkedIn very seriously. And the best way to position yourself is to be active on LinkedIn. There, post about what's going on in your life. Like I'm talking about your professional journey. Also, let's just be out there on LinkedIn. Reach out to people, your mentors. So LinkedIn actually answers that question when it comes to networking.
Okay, thank you so much. You talked about your mentors. A lot of people are messaging people randomly, meeting people randomly. Oh, please be my mentor. What is the right approach to mentorship? I mentioned a lot of mentors earlier.
My lecturers are my mentor. I have a lot of family and a village of mentors. I have a large community of mentors. And I think the elixir, or let me say just magic one to having a mentor or to sustaining mentorship relationship with that. You have to, why am I even putting it this way? The easiest way to go about with mentorship is to have a relationship with the person. And how do you do that when a person is strange to you? You don't just enter like a stranger's gym and say, I'm this, I'm that, I just encourage of this, I'm currently in this place, and say, I want you to be my mentor. That kind of mentorship approach might fade off sooner than expected. Some of you are going to agree with me that most of you must have tried to like enter some community and oh, so I know you did this, please be my mentor. And 2 weeks after, 1 month after, you guys are not talking again. So yes, you have to start a relationship with them first before you can actually think about mentorship. Because a mentorship that starts without relationship with you, mentorship is mutual.
Okay. So you talked about interest, having your interest or them having your interest.
The mentorship is mutual in the sense that the mentorship has to be interested in you also. Because if the mentor is actually not interested in mentoring you, the relationship is going nowhere. It's not one-sided.
I saw somewhere where they said that mentorship, for somebody to mentor you, the person has something to gain. So what do your mentor on the other side have to gain?
Do I agree with that? Do mentors need to gain anything from me? Well, maybe. Is it actually a symbiotic relationship? Perhaps.
Because some people say, oh, volunteer with them, work with them. So basically, just having somebody that has an interest in you.
But if mentorship is about like having the mental benefiting the mentor, it becomes like an employment kind of thing, actually. Or a master-servant relationship.
Okay, that works. But then how do you get people to get interested in you?
So it boils down to the person figuring out like how to position. But it boils down to strategic positioning. And I think the easiest way to go about mentorship is don't just enter any random person's game and say be my mentor. You can make use of all these mentorship programs. Like I benefited from Davidson through mentorship program, and that assisted me. I can make a lot of great legal minds. That's why I got close to Davidson Adeniyi also. So make use of all these mentorship programs around. They have the professional, means to link you to the right persons. Guide you cast your net wide.
Okay, amazing. So now let's go back to the Nigerian Law School. So we have MCQ, we have the theory part, we have the pre-class, we have what was like your top tip in passing Nigerian Law School? What's your way through in getting a first red school?
Let me surprise you with something. During my MCQ exam, it was a Saturday evening, came very late, like 3 hours in exam, and the MCQ question had not come. By the time it came, when I finished my MCQ, I finished it in 25 minutes. I'm not joking. MCQ 1, I finished in 25 minutes. Because
that's 100 questions.
100 questions, yes. And I think that boils down to the fact that I'll credit that to my university experience. We're both in the University of Illinois, and you know how our CT exams are usually very intense in the sense that sometimes you give 100 questions, you have to get done in 20 minutes. So that kind of fast thinking approach has actually molded us to be able to adapt to Nigerian Law School MCQ. And also think that when you train with your friends, it helps you to when you time yourself is good. And you must just learn how that fast thinking, be able to. So for scenario questions, MCQs, another tip is that sometimes you don't have to read the entire scenario, just go and read the question first. Next time I just ask you, and the composition of the Justice of Supreme Court is this. You don't actually need to read the entire scenario to answer questions like that. That makes it easier for you sometimes to skip the scenario. It can be risky though, because you might miss out some very peculiar details, but that's how it works every time. And for the theory part, yes, you need to understand that you need to strike a balance between doing too much MCQs. I've seen a lot of people when I was in law school, every time you see them in the all these double MCQs. MCQ covers just 20 marks over 80 marks. So I did not overemphasize MCQ when I was in Nigerian Law School. No. I only did it occasionally when I was bored. I changed MCQ. But most of the time I was focused on the theory. And how do you focus on theory? Go to the compendium, go and check the theory and questions, try and tackle it, answer it. Just read it. And in fact, you don't need to go to the stress of trying to answer it in a clear something. Just look at their answers. And also, I recommend CLA approved market schemes. They will guide you. I say it again, not just all the tutorials, guys, MCQ market schemes. You want to see how law school market scheme works, and you understand how much they expect you to write in exam. Because for real, in my exam, I had a lot of extra sheets, average up to 2 extra sheets, like all those papers, and that was how we used to do University of Learning, right? So again, shout out to University of Learning, very great. The Faculty of Law, they train us really well.
Okay, so let's talk about
whatever.
No, actually
we need this validation, like
okay, because now University of Learning now we dey hot as it is.
And as a matter of fact, we're producing another BGS in this. That's second BGS in the space of 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And she didn't even graduate with first class then.
Imagine.
So let's talk about your draft. Your tip to drafting.
I think my advice for you guys when it comes to drafting is going to be very bad. Like I have a bad advice.
Yes,
okay. So in the sense that I didn't have a draft book, like the way my seniors advised me. I have a draft book, college right? I didn't have a draft book. I just drafted in my head. But I think the important thing about drafting is that you need to understand the structure. Most drafts have structures. Once you understand the structure, you can use your English language to freestyle. But caveat, is it caveat or caveat? In the sense that there's some drafts, the wordings have to be verbatim.
Yeah.
Like save and accept as hearing after that previous part. Yes, you should know those ones. But typically, most drafts just need to understand the structure. Then remember an exam and flow, adapt it to your scenario.
Okay. So let's talk about remembering what you did.
Okay, so like I said, people say every time, and I agree with them that law school is a marathon, not a sprint, meaning that it's a long journey, not that something you rush into. So the more you read, the more it sticks with you. Like repeated reading cycle helps you to remember. Don't be scared about the bulk of sections in grammar for corporate law, the amount of ACJA and ACJN you need to master for criminal litigation. Just the more you read, the more it sticks. Like familiarity helps you remember.
Okay, so that's active recording.
Yeah.
Okay, and that also helps you with your section and your cases.
Yes, just do it over. You're not a robot, so you're meant to forget. But the more you do it, the more it stays with you. And if it comes to statutory provisions, it's advisable that when you are reading the topic and they refer you to section 18 or go and check that section 18 of Kama and read it. And I think the process of you trying to look for section 18 will make it easier for you to remember, section 18 of Kama says that an infant shall not do this, shall not do that. You get capacity. So I think that's what it does to section 18 of Kama.
Yes, really capacity.
For BGS, for it.
Tell us about being the BGS corporate. Walk us through your corporate load.
Okay, yes. So if I were to ask the most difficult courses for me, before bad finance, I would say it was corporate law because everybody was scared of corporate law. So it's this mythical course that there are a lot of karma sections to master. So yes, corporate law was the most difficult course. You agree that?
Yes.
Well, during bad finance, I think the most difficult course was in the civil corporate one. Because corporate was actually easy.
Corporate was so easy.
Yeah.
Okay, how you navigated corporate law in your hand?
Okay, yes. For corporate law, at some point I gave up about some topics. Topics like external restructuring, part 1 and part 2. That part 2 is quite too much for me.
Okay.
But all thanks to Wadim Mubarak, we actually broke down corporate structuring for me. It's that was external structuring option. Really, found some parts quite difficult to grasp. But like I said, just reach out to. Sometimes when you're confused, reach out to your friends to maybe you can make. That's a good advice too. Reach out to friends. You can make things easy.
Don't die in silence.
Yeah.
What should we expect from you? From the best two-time best graduating students, what should we expect from you in the next 5 years? And what are your expectations from the bar?
Okay, I think the Nigerian bar association is well positioned to train young lawyers. I'm very hopeful that now that I've just been called to the bar, there's a lot to learn from the MBA program. So I actually want to participate actively in them and sharpen my teeth, like to know my own as well. So over the next 5 years, I just want to buy them continuous learning, actually learn more and become a better lawyer.
Okay, so you're looking at Stanship, you're looking at going to Harvard University.
Sanship in 5 years?
No, like in 10 years, like in the long run, Stanship, Harvard University.
Yeah, it's good to actually have a taste of all these Ivy League universities. It sharpens your international exposure. So I think it's a good one on the table. But right now, I just want to get the practical experience. People tend to say that people that make first class they just have academic knowledge, classroom knowledge. And they might be right, yes, because law school is different from what's in practice. So I agree with that. I know that, and I'm trying to learn very well. I'm in good hands in my.
So talk to someone who is in the Nigerian Law School or someone who is hoping to get first class in maybe a faculty of law or top their class. Tell them something. What will you say to them?
Well, I don't think I'm the right person to give you advice for that because when I was going to law school, I didn't have the goal of being the BGS. The sky is not just the limit; it's the beginning of the limit. Like, you should understand what I'm trying to say. Like, your potentials are boundless. So just maximize and just believe. If you believe, you can achieve it. Okay. I didn't focus on BGS. I was just focused on first class and BGS came. I'm so happy.
Okay, so this one comes to the end now. As it's helped me in Nigerian Law School, you pay to focus.
Okay, the others I'll give the best. I'll just give you maybe some smart tips about
okay.
I've said most of the tips now. Use CLA marking schemes. Pay attention in class. Well, for people that are scared about making notes, please don't be scared. I didn't make extra notes in law school. The only notes I had were just my notes, like the class notes. And please focus on your pre-class tasks because in Nigerian Law School, after the lecture, there will be pre-class tax solution, right? I paid attention, all the answers from the lecturers, I put them in my notes. So my notes were like the reference book, like was so comprehensive that I refer to it as my go-to Bible when it comes to law school. So I didn't have to read extra materials, read extra textbooks. Everything I studied for Nigerian Law School, from the notes I made in class.
Tell us your 5 core values in life. I think succeeding.
Okay, integrity, hard work, honesty, perseverance, and humility.
Rapid question: outdoor, indoor?
Can't meet it.
You cannot mix it.
Outdoor is expensive these days, though. Just be inside, reading a book or checking what's going on in the internet. Outdoor, yes. I think outdoor, you'll be able to network with people.
Yeah, it's people. So tea or coffee?
Like the stimulating effect that comes with coffee. I prefer tea.
Abuja or Lagos?
In terms of city, I think that so this is my first time in Abuja. Like this course now. Abuja is so chill, silent, vast in the sense that when you're going on the road, you don't see you're not just randomly turn and I want to enter supermarket buy something on the road. No, Lagos is so. I cannot say that. I'm in Lagos. I'm a Lagos person. So I think Abuja is well organized. Lagos is good too. It's a commercial capital, so you cannot downplay Lagos.
So in other words, Lagos or Abuja?
Lagos is where the
money is.
Yeah, I say that.
But I wouldn't feel to have money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, actually, yes. Political money.
Okay, it's fine. Abuja, he chose Abuja. Thanks so much, Israel, for coming on this show. We pray for a great career and advancement and speed in Jesus' name.
Man, thanks so much. Really happy to be with us.